Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that lust or strength energy. This is interesting. That's quite interesting. We did a reading for you yesterday. It was kind of an impromptu bonus reading. And I feel like this is really a step into the power and the confidence that we needed, especially coming off of the reading yesterday. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and check that out too. But we're going to put this into some context because I feel like now you kind of have this, you've got this power about you, right? This confidence. And there's the Magician card too. Interesting. And you get the Empress too. Come on. And we get the Knight of Pentacles, and we get the Libra energy, the Adjustment or Justice card. That's really nice. There's a lot going on here. Now, a lot of majors. We got some love. There's that. I think we had the Nine of Swords yesterday too, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and then the Eight of Wands to end. This is it. This is very nice. I feel like you are stepping into a great deal of power and confidence and creativity. But let's first select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. Just going to stop when it feels right. That seems about right. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right there on top. And now we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but we'll tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during the reading you feel like you might know what that card is, I want you to shout it out. Put your answer down in the comments. All right. Let's do it together. Let's make it an exercise in intuition. All right. I think it'll be fun. But first, let's take a look around the room here because I noticed that we've got 4 major arcana energies, and they're just right here as this support. They're right here as this I don't know, just this kind of this cradle, right? It's almost like a bowl that's that's holding you. So I feel like you're very much supported by the Spirit right now. Very much supported on all sides, right? There's there's love, and there's logic, and there's wisdom, and there's power and strength and confidence. And what that's doing is really allowing you to create these plans and see the future evolution of your life and the future evolution of these plans. And then over here, we've just got that work of, actually going through and doing some of these things. But this is really, this is a great moment for you. I think you have such amazing potential right now, right? Let's talk about this Lust or Strength card. First, I think that you're someone who is intensely creative. I love that Six of Swords too. Gosh, and especially coming off of that 9, and then we get to the 6. It's really, really good. You're someone that's intensely creative, and I think usually you tend to remain in the background a little bit, But I feel right now you're kind of surging to the front. That you're emerging as someone that we need to pay attention to. I'm getting like this really strong heartbeat, where it's just like your blood is pumping. There's something that you are really excited about, But there's something seems like it sparked this new confidence in you. And really what I think it is this communication thing with these swords. And I think yesterday maybe we saw some of this kind of difficult communication. I think you've figured out a way to overcome this kind of conflict, this disagreement, some relationship in your life that was just painful, man. It just seems like Nine of Swords here, it just seems like it was not good for anyone, right? But now we've got that 6. Now this is at the heart of everything. And this is either maybe a reconciliation, a hashing of things out, and, there's now this, it's almost a satisfaction, right, about the issue. The relationship has now either been repaired or somehow you've gotten out of that Nine of Swords situation. Because now there's peace. Now there's order. Now the heart and the mind are at ease, are at peace. There's a certain tranquility. There's a beauty and harmony now in your heart and mind. And that, I think, is giving you this creative confidence, this kind of passion and lust and desire and ambition to really go after your goals again, I think it was yesterday that I said that the ability to dream is returning to you, right? I almost wish we had the Princess of Cups here again. It's starting to come back to me a little bit, the reading from yesterday, because I think we had the Princess of Cups at the very end, which showing that, hey, your dreams are returning to you, that you're starting to have these visions and dreams again and aspiring to something more for your life. Well, now, especially with this, not only are we dreaming about something more, but now you're coming into this realization, this visceral understanding that you can achieve it, right? And this is you just ready to tear the world open with your claws, It really feels intense here with you. And I think a lot of it is because you've found a way to deal with this situation that, again, it was a very kind of painful thing. I like that we have the Mercury energy down below, because to me it feels like it's wisdom, it's the magician, it's this this higher knowledge and understanding that is keeping these two together. And we could look at these even as heart and mind. And that's what we see right here in the middle. We see the heart and mind perfectly balanced in harmony. There's order in the chaos, right? Things are just, there's this, you're in the sweet spot. You're in the zone right now. And that's being held together by Mercury. And this isn't just, I don't think this is just like a temporary kind of, day-to-day, you got to see how it goes kind of thing, because these are major arcana energies. This is some very serious spiritual energy in you right now, being held together by this magician. I think that I think what happened here with this Nine of Swords is that someone probably lied to you. There was some mistrust or trust was broken there. And now I feel as if you've used your own ingenuity, to figure out a way to be okay with that, right? Because you can't correct other people, right? And I'm sure you made mistakes too. That's not the point. The point is one of, are we going to stay in that same dynamic? Do we want to just stay in the Nine of Swords? Because that's pretty easy to do. Because this is kind of what you were used to, I think. This is the way it worked out with that person. And I think, I don't remember yesterday if it was a fire sign person maybe. It doesn't matter. But that dynamic is pretty easy to stay in, right? Because that's how it's been going. It takes a real act of will, a real act of awareness. It takes a conscious effort to get out of that, to break that cycle, And I think you feel so much better now that you did. Got this. I mean, just if we only had the Six of Swords, I'd say, whatever you did, thank God, Goddess, Deity, because it's so much better now that you did it. Your mental stress is lower. Your physical, emotional stress is lower. This is always a good thing, right? Always a good. Of course, every card has light and shadow, because I think with this, especially these two, this is the feeling that you can solve anything, right? And so it's going to come as a shock to you when you encounter something you cannot solve, something you cannot fix. And I think that's why we still have this 9 over here, to show you that, yes, this situation now, whatever has taken place is for the best. But don't mistake this for this kind of omnipotence, that says you can solve every problem, that you can fix every relationship, or we have to be ready for the fluctuation. And I think it's very important and I think you are. That's why we've got these cards here. That's why you're being kind of cradled by the heart and the mind. This is nature. This is Mother Earth. This is the Empress. This is kind of the eternal cosmic justice. This is karma. This is you understanding the consequences of your actions, but also adjusting your expectations. We can't expect to fix people. We can't expect other people to change. We can adjust our behavior, adjust our expectations, and we have to do so based on wisdom, based on the spiritual sight as well, right? Because I feel as if you've got this, and this is kind of continuing on the dream idea, where you have dreams now, you have goals, right? Lofty goals. This is the card that can see that dream manifested out in the distance there, and then can reverse engineer it. And that's wisdom, right? And understand, what do we have to do right now today to help solidify that picture of the future? If that's where you want to be, if that's who you want to be, what do you do right now? Because the decisions that you make right now in this moment are affecting. It's kind of the Back to the Future Marty McFly kind of thing, right? Remember you had that photograph? And every decision he'd make in the past or the future, or whatever, the past, I think, every decision he would make would change that picture a little bit. People would start to fade out, And even when he went to the future, then things were different because of what he did in the past. It's a whole confusing mess. I love those movies. I love Michael J. Fox. He's one of my favorite people in general. Him and Tom Hanks. I really like Tom Hanks too. My wife was saying last night that, because I love Tom Hanks. She was saying that somebody that appears to be that wholesome probably has a lot of skeletons in his closet. Now, I don't know the man. Never met him before. But I like him. I like him a lot. And I just thought that was funny. And it kind of, it's relevant here, I think. Right? When we talk about the Empress and the 9 of Swords, it's going to connect, I think. But this one, this is having that plan of kind of what we need to work on, what we need to do to help create that picture of the future that we want. And yes, as we go through life, that picture will change. And that's kind of the wisdom, right? We know that, for one, there's a lot of things outside of our control. For instance, other people. The 9 of Swords stuff. We can't control how other people behave. We can try to worry about ourselves, adjust our own behavior, adjust our own expectations, course correct as we need to, as the variables of life change. And what are those variables? Other people, right? Maybe nature will throw, some weather at us, but really our biggest interaction is with other people and the effects of what those people do. You forget to mail a letter or something, and that's going to affect everything kind of down the line. Someone forgets to push a button, and then it affects, a bunch of people and their water, their power. Things in our daily life, we think of it as just like, the water doesn't work, or the heat's off, or the electricity is down, or something, right? It's not because anyone did anything wrong. Parts wear out, right? Nature does kind of erode wires, and there's maybe a storm knocks something down, but it's people that fix that. So our lives, even if we feel kind of isolated, even if we feel that we are just a secure unit in ourselves and nothing can touch us, right? That's not true, because we're infinitely connected with everybody else in the kinds of societies that we put together as human beings, And that is a lot of the Six of Swords, showing that harmony, that interconnectedness, even when there's dysfunction. 9, even when somebody does make a mistake and it affects our lives, we know that that's part of the harmony, and we can do what we're in control of, to try to restore the balance, and that's this Libra energy. So I feel like you really have a lot of this spiritual influence on you right now, and I really, really love the Empress energy. I feel like you've got a strong connection with the mother archetype, right? And so I think that you're connected to the world. I think you have a very strong connection with nature, with natural processes. I also wonder if there is a maternal energy in your life, someone that's always with you. I think it's someone that may have transcended, but I feel like there's a strong kind of motherly presence in your life that, again, kind of provides like a feeling of spiritual safety almost, or it's like a support system, but in the spiritual realm, and I feel really good energy coming from that person. So for some of you, I'm getting an image of a motherly energy kind of walking through a door, right? So I don't know if it's a parent or grandparent, but it's somebody I feel that used to come into your house or come to your room and was a support there, maybe when you were a child or something like that, right? Very nurturing energy. And I feel like that is that's helping to give you both this emotional, magnetic, yielding, softer kind of side, right? And then there's also this kind of logical Libra energy, right? The kind of intellectual, logical, the mind, right? Heart and mind. We've got both sides of the equation here. And I really do like that, because I think that's where we get this courage, this strength, this bravery, this feeling almost of invincibility. And that's what we've got to be careful with here. Okay. Now we're going to move to the path of the Serpent. And as we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. All right. And it really helps out the channel. Yeah. Leave some comments for me. I love reading the comments. I love it when you shout out where you're watching from, because we have an audience that really spans the entire globe. And to me, that's fascinating to see. And I love you all, and I appreciate all of you. Okay. Speaking of love, Two of Cups, love, right? Connecting. And I feel, and what's interesting to me, and I wish this was the Rider-Waite-Smith Two of Cups, because the Two of Cups in Rider-Waite-Smith shows two people who are exchanging cups, and out of that union, out of that exchange of energy, comes a winged lion, which very much reminds me of the Luster Strength card. So it's almost as if it's through our associations with other people, it's through our associations with the spiritual realm, with our heart and mind, our higher love, our higher understanding, right? And that, I think, is what really creates wisdom, right? Is the ability to listen to our spiritual heart and listen to our spiritual mind and take them both into account together. That's what creates wisdom. And from that wisdom emerges, from that union, right, emerges this kind of creative and spiritual courage. So look at the Rider-Waite Two of Cups. Well, maybe the mystery card will be the Two of Cups and we can look at it together. But that's what we've got here with the Two of Cups from the Thoth deck. This is your general energy. You're somebody that's really, I think a lot of this courage that you're feeling is being applied to your intimate relationships. Yeah. I think we need to be brave. We need to open ourselves up. And to be vulnerable is kind of this idea of being willing to be hurt. You've got this sort of borderline feeling of invincibility. So I think you're kind of taking chances now with your intimate relationships. You're open to them. You're ready to try, even if it doesn't work, even if you get hurt. That's okay. You know that it's not going to faze you, that you can recover from that. You don't want to be hurt, obviously, but it's a risk I think you're kind of willing to take for these stronger, deeper, more connected, intimate relationships. Now, this could be that you're ready for love. You're ready for a romantic thing. You're ready to find your true love, your soulmate, right? You're ready to take another chance on an energy exchange with someone else, right? Even though I think you just kind of got away from one of those with the 9 to a 6 of swords, right? I said that you did something with this relationship and it worked. It was for the better. Whatever you did was the right thing, okay? Because you're now in a 6 of swords energy instead of still here with this 9 of swords energy. But I think it didn't phase you. It didn't deter you from still wanting this connection, this union, okay? The 9 of Swords, yes, it's still here in the position of the environment, which is kind of interesting, right? Why is it still here if that's something that we got rid of? Well, I think for one, just to remind us that these swords are still out here. You know, we can't control people. We can't always predict what the outcome will be. We can, in some ways, project, guess, sort of predict what the results of our own actions will be. But our actions go out into the environment. And that's why this card here is in the position of the environment. We may have the best of intentions, right? We may have this bravery and this kind of tranquility and this connectedness, this spiritual connectedness and this vision. But when we're out there in the world and we're putting our energy out there, doesn't mean it's always going to translate, right? This is, maybe we're not going to be understood. Maybe we're not going to receive back from the world exactly what we're putting into it. There are a million variables out there, right? But we're ready for that. This is saying, hey, yeah, the weather outside might be a torrential rain. Let's bring our umbrella. You don't know what the weather's going to be like. It's unpredictable out there. It doesn't mean we're staying home, right? You're being cradled by this spiritual energy right now, and I think you're ready to endure whatever kind of weather's out there, you know? And sometimes it's not the best weather, right? I'm getting a strange feeling back to this Empress energy. I get a feeling like I almost feel like this is an older feminine energy, maybe a mom or a grandma or something, but I almost feel like they were a smoker, you know? I feel like they kind of smoked in the house or something, and so maybe that's why like you had your door closed or something and the window open. I don't know why that came to me, but I kind of feel like this is one of those kind of real old school people, you know, when people used to still smoke in the house. Anyway, interesting. That just kind of came to me. For some of you, maybe there's a connection with, a mom or a grandma that used to smoke, but still had this kind of, and it's kind of a weird paradox, right? They're very nurturing, very comforting, but they're sitting there puffing on a cigarette, right? Kind of makes me laugh. My parents used to smoke in the house too, and I don't like that. I don't think it's good. Thankfully, my wife and I don't smoke, but a lot of people still do. That's still a thing. Whatever, it's fine. That kind of goes with this 9 of Swords too, right? We can't predict others' behavior. We can't correct other people's behavior, even if we don't agree with it. That's kind of tough stuff for us, right? We feel like we know better, you know. I think all of us feel that way in a lot of instances, that I know the right thing to do. Why won't they do it? Well, that's acceptance, you know. And really, it's because we are a natural consequence of the environment that we grew up in. So I think you were, it feels like you were raised by this very supportive person here. And I think that's contributing to who you are now. It's because we are a product of our environment in a lot of ways, I think. Yeah. Okay, next card is the Prince of Swords. This is in the position of what we don't want. And I think that this is the incompatibility between the 6 and the 9. And we just don't want that anymore. If this isn't going to work, if this isn't going to be a compatible relationship in whatever way, whether this is, I mean, this could be romantic, could be a friendship, you know, if this one-on-one, interpersonal, intimate relationship is incompatible, if it's not going to work, then you don't want it, and I don't think you're wasting time on that, right? So this card's in the position of what we don't want. And now the next card is the 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands, it's at the end, and it's the result. And I think that in a lot of ways, this is your readiness, again, to kind of get out there with this fiery passion, lust, confidence, and go out there and find your rainbow, right? To find the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And this is a card that really says it's not even the destination that matters. It's the journey that really is where that passion is. You know, it's kind of like we need all of the heat and the passion, but once we get there, then it kind of, you know, it kind of wanes, right? So we like the process more than we like the product. Okay, and this is a really creative card. In anything it touches, right? So you can have you have multiple interests, I think, is what it's trying to say. And you're willing to experiment and test out many different things. If things are incompatible, if people are incompatible, hey, that's all right. You know? But this is you kind of testing every direction. You're sending some arrows out and you're just seeing what sticks. You're trying a bunch of different things. And let's see when I hit the bullseye, right? See where that pot of gold is. And this is that freedom. I think yesterday we were talking about, now you're free to dream again. You're free to have visions and experiment and try different things. I really like the 8 of Wands in this case. It feels like, to me, it doesn't feel like anxiety. It feels like the opposite of anxiety, right? Because you're allowing this energy to be expressed. And usually with the 8 of Wands, we think, well, there's anxiety because you're right in the middle and you kind of want to go this way, but no. You want to go this way, but no. There's this trepidation. There's this hesitation. So we're always kind of coming back to the starting point. And we feel anxious because we don't know which way to go. And we just end up kind of jazz hands, tap dancing in place. But not in this case. In this case, I feel like this energy is just going out in every direction like a radiant sun. And just seeing what it connects with. Seeing what it illuminates. You know? Let's look at the mystery card. Let's see what... I don't remember what I thought this was going to be. I thought I seem to remember having a prediction, but now I can't think of what it was going to be. Let's see, maybe... Gosh, I don't... I'd like to see another 6, to be honest with you, but maybe some earth energy. Maybe like an Ace of Pentacles, maybe a 2, a 6 of Pentacles, a 9 or a 10 of Pentacles, anything like that, showing that what we have in our sights, right? What our vision of this kind of perfect life is, that now we're taking practical steps to manifest that life, that we are initiating those behaviors that will get us here. We're making the decisions and then following through with those decisions to create this life, right? So I'm thinking any kind of earth energy here. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's see what we have. Oh, indeed, it's a 9 of Pentacles. Beautiful. And the 9 is, it's an odd number, right? It's an active card. It's a function. This is you manifesting those behaviors. This is you focusing on productive, value-driven behaviors. We've got all of this potential, really. Now we've got the kinetic energy. Right now, all of this wisdom and skill and love and logic and this harmony and this aspiration, this vision and this creativity and this courage is all manifesting in behaviors that are geared toward manifesting your best life. This is stunning. I can't believe we got the 9 of Pentacles here. This is the best card that we could ask for in this situation. You're focused on those productive behaviors. Yeah, this is really good. Now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the video description. I'm here every day from 6 to 8 a.m. Chicago time. Come back and see me again tomorrow. All right. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. Okay. And leave me a comment. I really do like hearing from you. I like seeing the comments. I like seeing where you're watching from. It really helps the channel out, and I do read every comment. Okay. If you have a small business or a website or a YouTube channel, anything that you want to promote, go to the Dove and Serpent Tarot community page. The first post is a place for all of you to leave comments, leave your website, advertise, right? Plug away, whatever you're promoting. Okay. Let's support each other. Yeah. Let's be that support system that we all need in life. Okay. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.